Have you ever heard about someone who had a roommate that just gave them the creeps? Let me tell you about Sarah's experience. Her roommate was named Jake, and he was unsettling, to put it mildly. Jake moved in when Sarah was desperate for someone to share the rent with. At first he seemed normal, friendly even, but soon strange things started happening around the apartment. Sarah would find her personal items moved, her food disappearing, and the most unnerving part, Jake would just stand in her doorway, silent, staring. One night Sarah came home late from work, exhausted and ready to collapse into bed. As she unlocked the door, she noticed the apartment was eerily silent. And then she saw it. Jake was sitting on her couch in the dark, staring at the wall. His eyes, wide and unblinking, seemed almost lifeless. "Hey Jake, you okay?" she asked, but he didn't respond. Sarah quickly went to her room, locking the door behind her. Over the next few weeks, his behavior became more erratic. She caught him rifling through her underwear drawer, mumbling to himself. The breaking point came when her laptop went missing, and she found Jake in the bathroom, holding it in one hand and a knife in the other. Sarah knew she had to get out. She called her landlord and explained the situation, and thankfully they agreed to let her break her lease. She moved out that weekend, making sure Jake didn't see where she was going. A few months later, Sarah started receiving strange anonymous text messages. They were filled with details about her new life, what time she left for work, who she hung out with, even what she ate for dinner. Her heart would race every time her phone buzzed. She knew it was Jake. Then, one night, she was walking home when she felt someone watching her. She turned around, and there he was. Jake, standing under a streetlight, his eyes locked onto hers with that same lifeless stare. She ran as fast as she could, her heart pounding in her chest, but he didn't follow. Sarah changed her number, moved again, and even got a restraining order, but the fear never really left. Jake's presence lingers like a shadow in her life, a constant reminder of the horror that can lurk just beyond the surface of normalcy. So, if you ever get a gut feeling that something isn't right with someone, trust it. Because sometimes the scariest monsters aren't the ones in our nightmares, but the ones we invite into our homes. And remember, you never really know who you're living with. Even now, Sarah sometimes gets calls from unknown numbers, and her heart skips a beat. She always wonders if it's Jake, still out there, still watching. The fear never truly goes away. She double-checks her locks every night and never walks alone after dark. It's a constant state of vigilance, a life forever changed by one terrifying experience. So be careful who you trust, and always listen to your instincts, because you never know when someone might be watching. Sarah even installed security cameras around her new place just to feel a bit safer. Every night she checks the footage, hoping not to see that familiar face. So far, nothing. But the fear remains. She locks every window and door, double-checking each one. And every time her phone rings, she holds her breath.